Okay, so now we're going to go over our other assignment about grammar in sentences, okay? So number 3, what is a sentence about, right? So we also have the subject. Now in our last assignment, we went over the subject and what it was about. We also discussed the predicate and what it's about. So the subject is what the sentence is about, and the predicate is what happens or what the subject does. So the ball breaks the window. So the subject is the ball because it's about the ball and what it does. And what does the ball do? It breaks a window. So our subject is the ball, our predicate breaks the window. So the complete sentence can be one word or a phrase of several words. The noun is the most important word in the subject. A noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. So, nouns in the subject. So we have a person, a place, or a thing. So number 1, the shop sells clothes. So what is the subject in our first sentence? What is our subject? The shop. And what would be the predicate? Sells clothes, right? So for number 1, the shop is our subject. It's a person, place, thing, or idea. It's a noun. And what does the shop do? It sells clothes, right? So when you are writing a sentence, keep that in mind. This is very important, okay? So the shop sells clothes. So the shop is our noun, and what is the predicate? Sells clothes. Number 2, workers sew the clothes in factories. What is our subject? Workers. And what is our predicate? Sews the clothes in factories. Number 3, many of the factories are old. So what is the subject? Factories. And what is our predicate? Are old, right? So factories is a place. Are old. That's our friend, the predicate. Conditions are very poor. What is our subject? Conditions, right? What is our predicate? You got it, my dude. Are very poor. Number 5, the shopkeeper knows about this. So what is the subject? Shopkeeper. And what is our predicate? Perfecto. You guys are right on the money. So, nouns in the subject. So a person would be workers and the shopkeeper. A place would be the shop and the factories. And a thing would be conditions. So let's move on to the second part of this assignment. If it'll let me. There we go. Okay. So we're going to look right here at the pool. Okay, so the word bank. And we're going to fill in the sentences. So the first one I did for you. The shopkeeper buys from factories. So what is our subject? What is our subject for number 1? Shopkeeper. Yep, and what is our predicate? Perfect answer, exactly. The sentence is about the shopkeeper, and what does the shopkeeper do? Buys from factories, okay? So number 2, the blank are hot and crowded. The workers are hot and crowded. The factories are hot and crowded. The factories, you got it. So the factories. Third one, and what'd you say, Louise? You got it. So the workers are not paid well. So let's go back to number 2 real quick. So what is our subject? Factories? Exactly. That's our predicate. Hot and crowded. You got it, buddy. So number 3, workers is our what?
Workers are subject.
Yep. And our predicate?
Are not well paid.
Perfect answer. I love it. Number 4, blank are getting worse.
Condition.
Yeah, you got it, dude. Conditions.
Condition is subject and getting worse is a predicate.
Look at you. You're a master, dude. You got it. Exactly. And are getting worse is our predicate. And number 5, this blank does not deserve our business. This shop is our subject and does not deserve our business is our? You got it. Awesome. So let's move on to B now. Complete each subject. Add a noun from the box. So I did the first one for you. First one for you. Wow. Okay. A tall woman carries a sign. So woman is our what? Subject, and it is a woman is what?
Carries a sign is a predicate.
So carries a sign is our predicate. Woman is the subject, but what also is woman? Is that a noun?
Noun.
Exactly, right? So remember, we are adding nouns. So the subject is always going to be a noun. Always. Okay? The blank shows the worker's wages.
Sign.
The sign. So what is our subject?
Sign.
And what is our predicate?
Show the workers wages.
You guys got it. Awesome. Many blank protest the low wages. Many people. So what is our subject? What do they do? Protest the low wages. So that is our predicate. And many family? Many family won't shop at the store. Oh, is that what it says? Yes, it is. That's right. Very good. My family won't shop at the store. So the subject is family. The predicate is? Perfecto. Perfecto. Okay, so let's move on. So answer each question with a sentence. Be sure your subject includes a noun. Who deserves fair wages?
Shopkeeper.
Are you sure?
Worker.
All workers. There we go. All workers deserve fair wages. What should be clean and safe? All factories. Very good. So what is the subject here? And what is our predicate? Should be clean and safe is our predicate. Who should be treated with respect? All shopkeepers. Oh, I can't even spell that. My bad. I made a typo. Okay. So, for D, when you boycott someone or something, you refuse to deal with that person, place, or thing. Write at least 3 sentences telling about something that should be boycotted. Remember to include a noun in each sentence. So when you boycott something, that means that you're against it, right? So like the woman that we talked about on our last page, let me go back there. So a tall woman carries a sign. So she's boycotting. She's having a sign. She has information against his business, right? So sometimes we can boycott against businesses. Sometimes we can boycott against politicians. Sometimes we can boycott against sports teams or radio programs or something like that. So essentially, we can boycott anything. Okay. So let's say I tell you guys, all right, every time you come into my classroom, you have to pay me $5, right? And then you guys get together and say, hey, listen, why is it every time we come into Mr. Griffin's classroom, we got to give him $5? Like, I don't want to do that. So then John's like, well, so let's just not go to his class, right? And then Louise is like, well, you know what? Why don't we go to his class, but we'll stay outside of his classroom so that we're still there, but we can't get in trouble for not showing up, right? So then you guys are boycotting, right? So you've come together and you said, listen, we're not going to pay you $5. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to give you $5. So then all of you guys, you get together and you boycott, right? My rule of giving me $5 every time you walk into my classroom. Okay? Because you are against it. You do not agree with it, right? Yeah, yep. So boycott is like a protest. Okay? So there is a lot of that going on today, right? And there has been for a little bit of time this year, between last year and this year, right? So boycotting and protesting is very similar. Okay, there are peaceful protests, there's peaceful boycotting. But again, so let's say I will boycott a grocery store if they do not give their workers fair wages. So that's something you could boycott. So that means you don't go to that store anymore. That means that you tell other people not to go to that store. You could go in front of that store and hold up signs like the tall woman did in the last assignment that we did, right? So that is how we use nouns to make a subject, and the actions are the predicates, and that is how we make a complete sentence.